I made $29,000 in 1 month, and here's what I actually kept. In January of 2026, we did about $29,000 in gross revenue, but none of that matters without knowing how much money we kept. And so here's the rundown. This was one truck running full time, the other running about 50% of the time. This is on two separate accounts, one doing back of the store, Lowe's deliveries, the other doing furniture for Wayfair. Our Lowe's account pays $65 a stop, usually averaging like 700, maybe $750 a day. And then the Wayfair account pays $750 a day flat rate. The combination of the two put our total revenue at $29,472 on the dot. Now let's get into the numbers. For contract labor, this is usually your biggest expense in this business. Just for driver and helper alone, you're usually looking at 45 to 50% of your gross revenue going straight to them. My total for contract labor ended up being $10,530.13. This included all the drivers and helpers and my virtual assistant, who also helps manage the back end of my trucking business. The pay model does look a little different across both accounts. So of course, one account pays per day. I pay those guys per day. The other account pays per stop. I pay those guys per stop. But it usually ends up averaging about the same. And that's how we ended up getting the total for our labor. Next up, we have diesel. Everybody knows you got to have diesel in this trucking business. If you're not crunching your numbers for diesel, it's an absolute must. Our total money spent for diesel and diesel exhaust fluid ended up being $2,369.69. Next up, we have insurance. For this business, you're going to need general liability, auto liability, cargo, and workers' comp. Our total for all these insurance coverages ended up being $2,430.49. This covers two 26-foot box trucks, and of course, the drivers. We ended up spending $202.83 on job supplies, which of course includes shoulder straps, straps for the trucks, dollies, furniture blankets. We ended up spending $11.53 on meals. We spent a total of $79.92 on office expenses, which just includes QuickBooks, which I use for my bookkeeping. And that also includes payroll. I use QuickBooks for my payroll services. And I also had to mail off a claims denial letter. Next, we have Samsara, which I use for my trucking telematics. It's going to tell me everything I need to know about my trucks, where they're at. And I even have a kill switch installed on my trucks as well. That cost a total of $396.02. Settlement deductions. These are deductions that came directly out of our settlement before I even saw the money. This is not anything that came out of my bank account. This came straight out of our settlements with our 3PL companies. Ended up being a total of $3,200.56. This is going to include DOT medical cards, background checks, drug screens, administrative fees, and the typical bond deduction that all logistics companies usually do. We ended up spending $16.95 on just Ubers. I think I had to drop off a truck or pick one up, and that's where that came from. How could I forget our truck payments? We obviously, like I said, this is for two trucks for the month. Our truck payments ended up totaling out to $2,685.20. We even had a truck registration renewal for one of our trucks, which ended up being $580.64. That is a yearly expense, but it just so happened to come out for this month. And last but not least, we had an expense of $647.42 for a minor truck repair. This brought our total net profit to $6,273.25 for the month. That is about a 21% net profit. And keep in mind, this is still with one truck running full time and the other about 50%. If you are struggling in your business right now and you want to get a grip on your numbers, track everything. Track everything that is coming into your bank account and everything out and assign it a category. Review those numbers on a weekly and monthly basis, and you will know exactly where to make changes in your business. If you want systems like this that I just showed you built into your business, that's exactly what I focus on. Be sure to hit the link in the description and schedule a call with me so we can get your business in order and get you on track to making steady profits. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to also like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.